Working in the field for a very long time. I have a bachelor's degree in public health. I am a certified health education specialist. I was with Johnson & Johnson for 6 years. After I was diagnosed with EDS and on disability, I started my own medical sales company because I wanted a way to support myself and support my family and take care of myself. And I started medical sales selling a tissue adhesive. It's kind of ironic. And I was the woman in the operating room be like, oh, that person has EDS, I can tell. You really want to use super glue on them. Their tissues are probably dehiscent. You want to make sure that you're using it. So anyway, it gave me a lot of opportunity to see both sides, both in the public health world and then also in the medical field, working in the operating room. And then I term what they call the EDS spiral, which is basically when we decondition. We know a lot more about deconditioning now, but before we didn't fully understand it. It was just something I could tell. I went through it with 3 pregnancies and gaining 60 pounds and then some, and I would call it the EDS spiral, and then I'd climb back out and I would talk about it, but I was like on my own standing totem pole, like by myself working out, and just kind of felt like I was on my own island. And so now we know a lot more about a little bit more. We still don't know everything. But we have great specialists. After my 6th EDS spiral is when I met Dr. Kendra Neilsen Myles. I had 2 back-to-back pregnancies that were really tough. And after that, I said, that's it. I want to help. So then I started helping. I was more involved in the EDS community. I used to speak at University of Maryland to the medical students from the perspective of a patient with EDS about what it was like. That was a lot of fun. I did that every year for about 6 years. And then was a volunteer, and then slowly did my own thing for a while, and I didn't want to go nonprofit, even though I was from the public health world, which is all about nonprofit. I knew a lot more about nonprofit that you just don't do it. You can't just say, I'm going to start a nonprofit and just do it. Nonprofit takes a lot of work. It's a business. And you have to think about how you're going to do it. You're going to think about how you're going to get funding. You're going to think about making sure what you do is really going to be successful. There are so many people that start nonprofits, and it's a lot harder than people think. It's a lot of work. So I started an LLC, and that was basically, I just funded myself, and my husband, thanks to my husband. He was the one, I did all my projects under my LLC, and I did it just for the community because I wanted to. But it was my way of just trying to figure out what the best niche was and what really was going to help us. And I didn't want to take over for anybody else. It wasn't about being a Me Too organization. It was about really fitting a need that we didn't have met yet. And my focus obviously is on wellness and integrative healthcare. And what is integrative healthcare? Integrative healthcare is really looking at the whole person, looking at all aspects of health. It's not just about diet and exercise. It's all about everything that goes into your health and how you feel, and that also plays in the role whatever condition you have. It doesn't necessarily take it away, but it can definitely help you live well and live better. And our recipe for everybody is different. And we have more information now, and we have great physicians, and we have a lot of more help, but still everybody's is different. And that's why I started these conferences, is the Integrative Wellness Conference. I wanted you guys to come someplace that you enjoyed, that you wanted to come, that was relaxing, that gave you the opportunity to mix the best of Western medicine and the best speakers that we have in our community with Eastern medicine and whatever you want to call it, and find your best recipe, but also rest. It's not about being completely exhausted. Sometimes I get very taxed. Like sometimes too many conferences, too many people. My kids say I'm allergic to noise. So like a lot of people, I get very overstimulated, and it can be very taxing. So essentially, I created a conference that I wanted to go to. But I wanted something where you guys could move, you could try new things in a safe environment, you could hear from different approaches, different people, the best specialists, and then just try to figure out what best works for you. And this is the 3rd Wellapalooza. This is our biggest at our all-in-one place. So thank you for being part of that. Wellapalooza is just one part of EDS wellness. I have the mind-body strategies with hypermobility, with chronic pain that I've developed. I teach it on Thursdays at the Mindfulness Center. That is a program that I've somewhat developed with Dr. Claire Francomano, and we're hoping to put it online with Dr. Norris in the Mindfulness Center. And there's a bunch of other things. So this is just one part, but thank you for being part of it and launching really, everything that I've done for years and just really keep helping it grow. And like I said, it's not to take over for anybody. It's just to meet a need that we didn't have yet and to work together. I love working together with everybody, all organizations, doctors, everybody. So thank you. Thank you to my volunteers. They're all here on their own. We finally have a team. I couldn't do that without them. The physicians that are here to speak, they're devoting their time. I can't thank you enough, all of you. Thank you guys to coming. Thank you to my husband, who's the Mr. AV. He's not wearing his name tag. It's supposed to say Jack of all trades, husband of the boss. And my father, who's at home with our 3 children and 2 dogs. So thank you to everybody who's here, who's speaking, who's devoting their time, who supports the work I do and supports me. And I hope you all have a good time. Feedback is great. Please give me feedback, good and bad. I'm open to it. You know, we can't get better, and we can't do things better without knowing. So there's going to be a survey. Please fill it out. And then I hope you come tonight, too. I know it's tiring, it's long days. I'm trying to break it up with different rest periods. But we do have a dinner, dance party, silent auction with a photo booth and a DJ and food and dinner with gluten-free options tonight. So, all right? And then we're going to get Dr. Claire Frank-Amaro ready to go. So thank you all for being here.